Here we go, right. Oh, loosen this. Up we go. Going up in the world. Another live, and here comes the police. As soon as I start the video, wee woo, wee woo, wee woo, wee woo, regular as clockwork. No, it's actually an ambulance. Well, it's still a siren, and every time I do a video there will always be a siren in it, or helicopter going over. Right, today made some new coffee up. Made some, well, ground some coffee up. I got some new coffee from TK Maxx the other day, and yeah, I made good use of that grinder that someone threw out. Someone threw out a coffee grinder a few months back. Nothing wrong with it, it just needed a new fuse basically. We're in the old flat garden at the shed. I just set up the tripod. I got the cafetiere going. Well, there's no lack of coffee, I can tell you that. We've got loads of coffee. In fact, we've got probably too much coffee. Oh dear. So I'll probably be buzzing by the end of it. Internet should be okay. Unlike the spring at Linden Lodge, which is teetering on the edge of destruction. I went back there yesterday, and they're literally a metre away from filling the creek with water. No, sorry, the creek. What am I fucking saying? The creek with dirt. Oh, honestly, it's so disheartening, and the fact that it's Iron Age, iron workings there, pottery, all that kind of stuff. How can you fill a creek with water? Yeah, anyway, yeah, late last night, early this morning, I literally had to wait till 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. But I noticed while on Tramlink, there was, as I was going past, there was literally European lime trees growing in the ballast on Tramlink between Addiscombe and Sandlands, nearer to Addiscombe. And I thought, that's unusual. Normally you don't get linden trees just popping up germinating in this country, but well, sure enough, there it was. We literally had Tilia cordata European lime seedlings germinating in the ballast on Tramlink. So about 2 o'clock yesterday morning, this morning, whatever, I was up there literally moving ballast, pulling them out, and I'm going to be potting them up. Maybe a couple were going for bonsais, and the rest will probably end up planting somewhere. I don't have the room, but then again, with me, do it now, think about it later, deal with it later. It's all part of the therapy, really. Anyway, and of course the garden's grown up a lot. There's quite a lot of change, something big going on in the greenhouse. Unfortunately, it's still nothing but junk and shit everywhere. I can't really do anything about it. I'm not the one in control, so it's up to Tony. Right, I've got a bucket here with young lime trees in water, and I've made up some compost. It's basically grow more compost, and I've put destructive chalk in it, and then I've gone all the way to Arena tram stop to the car park. Someone dumped a load of builders sand and grit, so I've basically gone down to Arena, picked up this sand and grit, and I've mixed that in as well, and put a little bit of hormone rooting powder in there as well to hopefully give the roots a boost. So we're going to swing it round, and hopefully we're going to put up some linden trees for Mr. Wilfred Linden. Oh, I'll swap it round. And this is the gardenelle at the moment. You can see bottom right. That is the bucket with them in. I can't really stop it from moving about, but that's where we're working. Everything's growing, so all we can do is just start up basically. Lots of plants and no room to plant anything, but that's me all over. Just get on with it in hope that there's opportunity. Might as well clean a few pots while I can. These were basically reclaimed rescue pots from the back of Lion Lodge. Someone in the Lion Lodge grounds had done their garden up. Loads of plant pots from different places and then threw them all over the fence. So basically I've picked up a load of pots that were dumped at lavender collection. I don't have any room for any of this stuff, but this is what DJ does. He does gardening, he does conservation and other stuff. And being autistic, I need the therapy, so you can see how algae covered these pots are. Where they've been hanging about for so long outdoors, there's literally algae growing on them. Hello! We've got a watcher. I'm just dusting out a few pots. Mekity's already been here. Fermium's mother, she came round earlier for an early afternoon meal, and Fiona was here as well for a chat. She didn't have any of the coffee, but so we had Fiona and Mekity and Best English here. All lavender pots by the look of it, and they're all on the floor because of the wind. It's been quite blowy today, and that gate always tells you that it's windy, because the gate down the back there next door is constantly slamming, which is a bit annoying. See what I mean? They're pretty ignorant, so they don't really care about a slamming gate door, and they're always going in and out with delivery bikes, DoorDash, so they're not gonna put it on a latch if they have to undo it and close it from both sides. It's just no point. So it's just going to keep going bang, 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 bang indefinitely. Oh, but yeah, the wind has been a bit annoying, blowing all my pots everywhere. and we'll try and save one for a bonsai. See, I've got this pot and I managed to make a hole in the bottom without completely obliterating the pot, so I need to select one of these trees to make a bonsai out of eventually. We've got loads of compost here. Like I said, I mixed it with chalk and sand, but it's basically builder sand with a bit of grit in it and some hormone rooting powder. Hello! DJ busy in the garden again. It's probably mid-afternoon, it's not too hot. It's quite fresh in the shade. All these pots came from the back of Linden Lodge, basically, Addington Village. Someone threw it over their fence into the woodland, and I thought I'd just pick them up and reuse them. It's all lavender pots. Can't tell where they come from. Maybe two more. Got lots of tomato plants growing. Whether I'll find anywhere to plant them, I don't know. Probably not. Don't really have the room. Don't really know anybody, but I still grew them. And that's DJ all over. He doesn't really have anyone apart from himself and his cats. A bit sad, really. And I don't really have any prepared ground at the allotment, and it's all water. And we haven't really had any rain since the end of winter, to be honest. And it's like that every year now. We have really wet, sodden winters, and then we'll get to the spring and you'll have nothing until the height of the summer when we get storms, and then again there won't be anything, and then autumn, winter will chuck it down again. So you just have really long periods. Now modern times we just don't get any rain. Now well, it's not for the water, but it's a oversized green wheelie bin. I've installed it, but we've not had any rain, so it's not catching anything. And I can't be going, oh my, oh mummy of hamsters, it's been a long time. Yes, DJ's in the garden again. We're gonna plant some linden trees, but like I said, I can't constantly be going to Keston to get spring water, as much as I like doing it, and it's really good water. And yesterday I went to Linden Lodge, the spring at Linden Lodge, which is the same, it's spring water. It's closer, but I can't do it every day, and there's another police car. Well, I've got loads of coffee today. How's old mummy of hamsters? It's been a while. Or old mummy of huskies, should I say. Also raining. I wish it was raining here. Oh, mummy of huskies now, as opposed to hamsters. But yeah, I think that's probably enough. They're already soaking, so I've got loads of coffee. I don't have to drink it all hot, to be honest. I need to stretch it out. Your 8-pack has helped grow your own channel. Oh, so you've been down the gym a lot then, have you, Queenie? Oh, sorry, that's a 6-pack. Oh, you're talking about the huskies. Oh, right. Yeah, I haven't really done any normal videos. I don't have room on my phone, so I'm doing this live now. I done one the other day out in the sticks, and the coverage was terrible. Oh, well, it's great. It's great to have you watching. It's been a while. Anyway, we're basically potting up trees, lime trees, and these literally came out of the ballast in railway tracks or tram tracks, and I was going past quite regular, and as I was going past the trams, those linden trees, lime trees growing in the ballast and at the side. So that's unusual. Don't normally see that kind of thing. I've never seen it before where they've actually germinated. So I thought I'd grab a few. And the fact that I can now go on a train and a tram, I mean, I was pretty messed up in 2020, 21 and 22, but I could literally be in a tram going past and I couldn't focus on anything that was going past. It'd be juddering like this. And now my health has improved a lot more than when I was 2020, 21, 22, 23. I think it's got to be all these herbal tea flushes and the spring water. But thankfully my health has improved. Yeah. Oh, thanks for that. Yeah, I'm gonna start working on this. Oh. In fact, that is probably a good candidate straight off for the bonsai, I think. Let's see if I can cut this a little bit off. Oh, it's a bit messy. No. Oh, sorry to say. Oh. I've pulled this one straight out, and I think I'm going to use this one for the bonsai, basically. Whee! Bit blowy, so I'm going to stuff this one in this pot. And I've been quite successful. I've always wanted to try a few bonsais, and I've been quite successful, especially with the hornbeams. There's one round there, and when June comes I'm going to clip it back a little bit, and I've got a few more down here as well. I've got like a little tree nursery area. And now I'm just filling up basically into this pot. But yeah, the garden here has come on quite nice. A lot is growing, and we've had quite a few triumphs as well. I took a load of cuttings from 275 Addiscombe Road. I'd done 5 cuttings off a rose that was on an arch. 3 of the roses cuttings took, and I took cuttings off of the grape in the conservatory out the back of the abandoned villa, and a lot more of them have taken than I thought. 2 of them got a bit damaged because something got up against them and knocked a couple of the growth points off. But yeah, out of about 14 cuttings, I've got about 6 take, maybe more. It's hard to tell because some of them might be a bit slow and they're only just starting. So yeah, that ancient Victorian to Edwardian grape that I've got cuttings off, I've managed to save or clone the same plant, the same vine, which is good. Here's something funny. Excellent. You look like, yeah, I do. It just seems to be my head, my sinuses, my head seems to be the only thing. Soreness. I'm almost at the point now where I could probably put down the walking pole, but I keep getting these episodes where my head is sore and my sinuses ain't brilliant, to be honest. But I do think that the spring water and the herbal tea flushes have helped. I mean, Esma Florine is drinking spring water, the cactus collection is on the spring water, the banana plant in the gaff. I've had 2 or 3 different banana plants and eventually they've died by the winter. It's south facing and yet it's not enough. And yet this most recent one, since I've been watering this banana plant with the spring water, it's getting too big for my living room. It's getting to a point now, it's getting so big in the pot, it's going to collapse the fucking table. It's that big. It's crazy. That spring water from Keston is just, it's biofuel. In every sense of the word. You resemble both my husband and our next door neighbour, no relation, like you're their brother. Missing link, lol, we'll send you pictures sometime. Oh, we got 4 on. There we go, so we've got a linden tree here, European lime. And I think that is about it. Sadly, I don't have any more spring water for this one. In particular, I've run out. I mean, I could keep going up there and up there and up there. And the last time was a disaster because I went to Keston to get the spring water, and then I decided I'd walk to Keston village, and then I decided, oh, I'll go down Fox Lane and I'll go up the path to Nash because I wanted to check out this Nash place because my OC is called Nash or Nashioki and it's based on Nash House in that area. I made the mistake of going up a bridle path and then 3/4 of the way up I got a puncture. So I had a flat tyre by the time I got to Nash with a full load of spring water in that cargo buggy. So I ended up having to pull with all my strength. The miles that I walked, struggled, North Pole Lane, Lambs Road, I must have walked about 2 miles or something, holding the left side up like this to take weight off the tyre and walking at the same time. And then it got to the point where on the right there's an entrance to Warbank or Warbank Crescent. Now years ago in the 80s, early 90s, probably the 80s, we used to go there for car boot sales or boot fairs, trunk fairs. And a woman came out in her car and I said, oh, is there a way I can go through Warbank to King Henry's Drive to get a bus? And she said, yeah, go up through the gate and basically, and I walked up the drive to Warbank and the clubhouse, there's a social club, Warbank Social Club. I was fucked, absolutely fucked, because of all these miles I've been lifting this left hand side full of water, 2 wheels instead of 3. And I just chilled at the social club at Warbank for a couple of hours, and the man behind the bar, there's me reminiscing about the plastic tree slide out the front in the 80s, and the tree that got struck by lightning and it was still smouldering, and apparently he was there he's got 10 years on me, but we're literally reminiscing, and I was saying I haven't been here since the late 80s, and I just had a drink, you know, and it is really nice place. Oh, right. I was absolutely exhausted, but you know what DJ is like, no matter the suffering I put myself through, I'm determined, and I literally walked this 2-wheeled converted buggy full of spring water all the way back onto a 64 bus. I got the 64 bus to Addington Village, then a tram, and then down Outram Road here. I was exhausted by the end, absolutely fucking exhausted. Right, water. Sadly, we've only got tap, and I do like to try and leave some time for the chlorine to escape, because it's gas, chlorine is gas, but it's all I've got, I'm afraid. To keep this garden going on spring water, I've been needing to do this 2 or 3 times a week, and I can't really. I can't. There's the first one, and we'll go for a bonsai with that one. Oh. Tilia cordata, European line. So there we go, that one we'll try and clip that into some kind of a bonsai. And there was also this, now this is a beech tree, Fagus sylvatica. And this was a tree that the golf course ploughed up, and it was in that pile of dirt, so I thought I'd rescue it, along with a load of bluebells that had been uprooted. It was tragic over at Lion Lodge, and I thought, fuck it, I'll take this back and I'll try and turn that into a bonsai. So that's a beech tree. And only 4 or 5 days ago I took a series of pictures of how they already got rid of the woodland, but thousands and thousands and thousands of blue flowers, bluebells, and then after that there would have been foxgloves, and then 2 days later excavators, they're destroying it, and then the day after that they're right banging them on the door of the Addington Spring in the Spring Creek. And it's a tier 2 site of special archaeological interest. They need to be done for that. They literally need to be fined or done for that, because they've destroyed an archaeological site, and I know that it's all there. It's Iron Age, 1,000 years old archaeology, coming out with pottery from the Iron Age, bloomeries, which is the remains of a temporary outdoor iron smelting. It's like a chimney. They make it out of clay, they fill it with charcoal and destructed iron powdered up, and then at the end it runs down to the bottom. They use bellows and stuff to draft it, and they make iron in the bottom of a bloomery, and at the end you get this slaggy thing at the bottom, and I found a couple. So that takes ironworking at Addington Village back way. I mean, pre the 1700s, the age of the forge. Before the 1500s and 1600s, they think it goes back. This goes way back to the Roman times and Iron Age. They either don't know about it, or they're deliberately hiding it or trying to destroy it. And at this point, they are destroying it. Addington Palace Golf Course are literally destroying an archaeological site. And I'm so pissed off. It is heartbreaking. I've literally got the pieces of pot and one, possibly two of the bloomery things that came out the stream. I think one of them might have got thrown away. I've got to have a word with my cleaner, but I got a horrible feeling that she was pissing me off. And she said, "Oh, do you want all these bits of pot and rock and all that?" And I said, "Yeah." And I think she threw the first one out. It's like that, like a rusted iron slag with a rounded bottom. I got a horrible feeling she threw it out because I just I've had enough. And I didn't think about what it was that she was trying to throw out. Oh. And I will return to the spring again just to see if they've destroyed it even further. I may have to get in touch with Casper Seaward, and if they've tried to fill in the creek, they'd be stupid if they have. But I might have to get in touch with Casper Seaward, get a couple of hand shovels and say, "Can you help me unblock this flipping spring creek?" Because it's criminal, it's absolutely criminal. Let's get another one out. Look at that, literally growing in the tracks over there. And if I can't use them here, no doubt I'll end up planting them somewhere else. Hope so anyway. Because I'm a green man and I just do what I don't think. And then if I've got them and I've got opportunity, you know. I take it I've got enough compost to do all of these. I've got no idea. So there's another one. I mean, it looks pretty healthy enough for something that was literally growing at the side of a railway. And I went there early in the morning after the system had closed and just look at that. And I will hopefully do a tour of the garden as it is after this. They're all looking pretty good. Hopefully the roots are good enough, because they were pretty unceremoniously pulled up, I'm afraid. I mean, they didn't hold too fast, but if they continue to grow for the next year, 2 years, they can be planted, and I may even end up planting them back up, like I said, adding a village to replace some of the trees that they've flipping got rid of. It's like a constant battle. The kind of person I am, I feel like I should be trying to help the environment, but the amount of damage that others are doing is just more than I can keep up with. Far much more than I can keep up with. Now that one, it's debatable whether it's actually got enough root to keep it going. I mean, there might be. I'll have to keep it good and wet though. Problem is it's tap water, it's not spring water. I think spring water might be more favourable, more of a biological kickstart, but I can't be collecting spring water constantly. I'll be lucky to do it once or twice a week. No, I don't have room for them, but I'm going to do it anyway. It's the same with all these tomatoes. I don't have the room to plant all these tomatoes, but I'm going to do it anyway. Again, hoping there's enough root on here to keep them going. I did add hormone rooting powder to the mix, so hopefully it will help. I don't know if it will, but it should encourage them. Oh, 4. I think I got about 9 or 10 of them, I'm not really sure. I didn't get a massive amount. I think there's about 10. So there's another one here, look. There seems to be quite a bit of root on them. Not an enormous amount, but it should be enough to keep them going. Sinuses are really playing up again. After this, I'll try and do a tour of the garden as it is at the moment. There's a lot of stuff growing now. lot of plants were very slow earlier in the year because it was just so cold and so wet and so bloody miserable in the UK at the time. It took a lot of seeds didn't even come to nothing, they just rotted. I mean, it was time to plant, but because the weather was so bad, nothing happened, they just rotted. So we're still behind a few weeks. Look at that. Again, quite a bit of root on it. Shouldn't be an issue for growing again. Fermium's mother's already been here, Mecate, and Bass English, she was here earlier as Fiona was sitting there. She turned up, so I've given her some food. She looks so small, she almost looks about the same size as Esma Florine now. I mean, she's coming up probably about 6 or 7 now, I think, in age, but she seems to have shrunk. I think her actual owners, they just don't give a toss about her, they don't feed her. She was bony and the base of her tail and the back of her legs were a bit bare. I feel sorry for the girl. You know, she was with me for 14 months and then found out that she did actually have owners, but they made no attempt to look for her, nothing online. There was no notices, she wasn't chipped, there was nothing. They're just ignorant. These people are ignorant. And they shouldn't be allowed to have cats. But so long as she keeps coming here whenever, I'm gonna feed her. Because she needs it. She's very skinny. Use what's in this bag, I think. Look at this old football, look. Leather, but the actual bladder inside has gone rock hard. You probably couldn't even pump it up because the bladder shrunk so much. Right, now we've got left 5, we've got 5, so I'm going to have to do 2 more pots. I've got more tomatoes that need potting up. But I can't even do anything with the ones I've already got. I need to see if Fran and Mikey want some. Because Fran and Mikey might be able to use them. Bang, bang, bang. This one is a bit damaged, to be honest. You can see there that it's... I might try and put some rooting powder on that. It's damaged. This one may not survive, I don't know. Antifungals though. There's obviously 2 separate roots and I've only got the one. That one might not take because it's a bit damaged. And of course it's only going to get hotter as summer turns up, so who knows if I'll be able to water these enough or keep them sheltered enough, whether they survive or not.
See you later. Bye-bye.
We'll have to see. Look at that one, that's got a fair bit more root on it. You can see all the white, there's a bit of mycelium, like fungal mycelium on there, so that might have had a boost from the start. It's a bit of a funny shape though. It's a bit bent up, that one. That one's slightly deeper. And all these pieces of wood here, these square 3/4 inch pieces of wood, they all came from Shirley Hills near Coombe Lane tram stop. See, I'm using the big one. Oh. And that's basically the original 1999 poles when they planted the landscaping trees for Croydon Tramlink at Addington Hills. And this wood is still pretty good to go. 1999. And the collars, I got the collars as well, or I can get the collars. Hey Don Arnold! Great to see you, Don. Yeah, in the garden. DJ's in the garden, basically planting linden trees that I rescued from the railway tracks early in the morning when the system was closed. Of course I don't have the room for them. I never have the room for anything, but I'm still going to bloody do it. Oh. And hopefully I'll do a garden tour after this. Sadly I don't have a hemp plant this year, industrial hemp plant. I put a load of seeds in, and then exactly where I put the seeds in, Tony P put slabs of wood on top of it to get into the corner to put that greenhouse drainage pipe, so they all got flattened and only one came up and it didn't survive, so I don't have an industrial hemp plant this year, sadly. Oh, I was kind of hoping I'd have another, and the one last year it was nothing but seed, industrial hemp plant, nothing but seed, and they still climbed all over the pile of junk and ripped it apart. Just seed, it's smelly seed, and that's all it was. But it was for my health basically. Well, great to have you here, Don Arnold, if you're still about. I need 2 more pots, I think. Sinuses are playing up a bit. Things are growing in the garden quite well, and also I've been using the fireplace upstairs in the old flat. It's 1950s. It may not even be designed for a normal fireplace, it may have just been gas only, but sod it, I'm burning shit in it. And anyway, that means that I have wood ash and fire ash to spread in the garden where I need it. Yeah, my sinuses are pretty playing up at the moment, but then again, it's like that every day really. And the coffee might be adding to that. I've still got a cafetiere full of the bloody stuff, and I haven't drunk it yet. Yeah. Well, you done a lot better. Yours were a lot protected. They were different, but yeah, last year it all got swiped. But it would have been for herbal tea basically. And this year I only had the one, and it didn't come to nothing. Maybe next year. I've still got some seed. Hopefully the seed will last till next year, and it's viable, and I've still got space to try again. I've got a little bit left in the jar, but I need to be really careful how much I use. Right, I need 2 more. But it's not just about, I've got all variety of plants here. And I've got potatoes out the front as well. The blue tumble dry drum, they're growing quite well now, still not shooting off. And I've got 2 more ties with slightly later potatoes in. And I've got a couple of pumpkin type squash plants I'm going to put in. If Tony's going to complain that I'm taking up too much space, well, he should have removed all the rubbish. I need all that rubbish gone. I need all the crap to be taken away. Yeah, I know, yeah. I mean, it wasn't even, cannabis, it was just industrial hemp. And it was nothing but seeds anyway. There, oh look, another one. Loads of root on it. Oh, well, that one's a bit. But that one should do alright. I might actually take a bit of compost out because there's a lot of trunk on that. But yeah, we've had a lot of flowers. We've had the daffodils and the narcissus earlier, and they done quite well. I'm not sure if I put the pictures up. I might have to just post them to the community post if I've forgotten. But I'm having a lot of trouble charging the phone at the moment, and I don't think it's going to get any better. I'm probably going to have to get a new phone. I don't really want to because AI, but there's nothing you can do, I'm afraid. It's a nightmare, really. I probably won't use these here, apart from the one that will turn into a bonsai. We'll probably let them grow for a year, 2 years, and then plant them somewhere. It's better than them being stuck in the railway tracks and then weed killed until they're dead. So is this a small one? That is pretty small. I might just shove it in this one. It's got quite a bit of root on it despite being small. replaced where there used to be one over there, but it's more of a yellow form leaf and red twigged lime tree is a more special one than these bog standards. I've already replaced one that was there before, and I only really need the one in the garden because there was one there before. I'm just replacing what was lost. And that is that. Oh, still got a load of water in the bucket, which I'll probably use somewhere else. Here's the compost bin. I'll shove that in the compost. That's them done. But I don't have any room for them. It's just the way it is. Do it, think about it, worry about it later. Oh. Right, this extra water. And that is basically it for them. Oh, thanks for that, Arnold. I really appreciate it. Right, now I think we're gonna pick it off of the tripod now, and we'll do a tour of how it's growing, because it's been a little while. Oh, we're back again. Oh. Right, yeah, serious lack of space in the garden. I'm packing it full and there's just not enough space for anything that I'm growing, and I want to grow more, just no space to do it basically. Seeds, I've not planted bugger all seeds, and I'm probably not going to have enough water for everything either. It's just the way it is. Right, tomatoes. We've got lots of tomatoes here that have been pre-potted on. So we've got 8 tomato plants here. They're getting quite big. I'm hoping to get rid of about 4 of them to another friend, but I've got to get in touch with them. There's a few more down here. They haven't even been done yet. So we've got 8 tomatoes here. Yeah, very good. Right, this corner, we've got a blackberry or boysenberry in a pot there that I put in. I put a couple of rhubarbs in. I put 1 in. 2, one of them didn't make it, and this one did, but it might get crowded out by the bigger one that I planted later. Alexanders and cow parsley. That is the grape that I rescued from the side of the road. You can barely see it. At Harrington Road, the side of the sidewalk, it's just starting to grow. We've got parsley here and oregano, so I've got no shortage of parsley and oregano. There's a couple of strawberry plants there that I might be able to plant somewhere else. And there's this bonsai, hornbeam bonsai. You can see it's quite lush and happy. It's doing very well. This is finished now. This was a narcissus that flowered earlier, very fragrant, very pungent that was. It's fading now. More tomatoes, but these ones were actually potted. I'd like it if they grew. It would be nice. God, leaf miners, I hope not. Oh, but these 3 tomatoes have been planted. They just need to grow a bit more. And there's a feverfew there. Small pot with 3-cornered leek in it. Chives. They're not really doing much. I can keep watering them, but I think it's the metal pot. I don't think they like the metal pot. This was a Crassula ovata that Tony P brought round and I potted it on. The compost bin is filling up nicely now. Patient, but well, there's not much we can do about it. Another rosemary. I've got another rosemary in, and it's in a pretty big pot. Just a case of waiting a few years for it to get a bit bigger. It's got a coleus there, Orchard Road coleus. That's a spearmint. That's a spearmint. That came from the gaff, the garden at the gaff. I think it's a campion of some description, a pink and white campion. Strawberries, you can see that there's now flowers on the strawberries, so they're doing quite well. And I literally had to buy sweet peas in because the ones I planted early in the year didn't come to nothing. It was too cold, wet, miserable and damp for them to come to anything. So we've got sweet peas along here again, and when they get bigger I might put a bigger trellis up here. So we've got sweet peas, strawberries. That is the cutting of my late father's black Hamburg or black Homburg grape, and as you can see it's doing very well in the corner. It's really shooting off. I'm quite happy about that. And then next to it we've got this rose, hoping it flowers by the autumn. There doesn't seem to be any evidence of buds on it yet, but I think it's a masquerade rose from the 1960s, but it needs to produce buds first, for you know, but it's grown a lot, just no flower buds on it. Hydrangea petiolaris has got flowers on it, but it's not really flowering properly at the moment. But at least I've got one finally that's established. I've been trying to grow a Hydrangea petiolaris for years. The perennial sweet pea is back. See, we've got one at the back. And we've got some of it here as well, and it's a case of diverting it towards the trellis because it's come up a bit further into the bed. This is all garlic. I've got garlic in here. This is garlic, And there's 1, 2, 3, 4 poppies, probably opium type poppies, and there's other alliums in here, special alliums that will be flowering eventually. You can see the buds on them. There's a bud there, and another bud there, so we've got different alliums with buds on. And I think the rosemary in that bottom corner, you can just about see it. Salvia in the chimney pot is coming back again. Aquilegia or columbine, Aquilesia's doing well. The snake bark maple that was at the tram stop, I had to dig it up and move it because it's not the same as 1999. It was there for 2 or 3 years, and then people were slowly snapping branches off of it, so I couldn't leave it. They would have destroyed it eventually, so I ended up having to move it here. We've got an elder in a pot, a darker elder. More strawberries, but as you can see, it's inundated with Herb Robert, which is in the geranium family, and now it's got these pink flowers on it. I need to harvest more of these Herb Robert leaves for herbal teas, basically. And there's Mecate out of nowhere. Hello, beautiful girl. It's Fermium's mother. She's back again. Hello, beautiful girl. You can tell that she's a bit bare on the back, but she's already had her dinner. Hello, beautiful. There's Fermium's mother. I feel sorry for her. She's not looked after. She's basically an alley cat. Look at the state of the back of her tail. But so long as she comes here, she can have food. I mean, look at that, look. She is pretty skinny. Yeah, Mecate. Oh, what a sad little girl she is, eh? But you can tell that she's happy to see me. That's Fermium's mother. So you get a bonus to see Mecate. She's not much bigger than Esmeflorine, to be honest. In fact, she might be the same size as Esmeflorine, but then I don't think she's very well fed. I'm afraid she's married to the streets, pretty much. Yeah, more tomatoes. We got more tomatoes, and more that haven't been potted on. So two a pot again of tomatoes. That was a fern that I dug up when I was doing the 1960s school dump. Thanks for stopping by, Don Arnold. Really appreciate it. So I rescued that fern. Thanks for stopping by, Don. And this is basically the tree nursery, and I've got a cherry and an apple tree, a Bramley apple tree. Yeah, lost and abandoned cats and plants. I'm hoping that cherry eventually will go in this corner, but all this junk needs to go, and that's up to Tony really. If it doesn't get moved, it doesn't go in. But yeah, this is tree nursery or bonsais, stuff like that. Pine trees, everything needs watering. I've got this watering can. I'm gonna have to go over all these tree pots. Various stuff. All these bottles are the water bottles for when I go to Keston to get the spring water. So they're just plonked there for now. I can't really go out the front because I'll lose connection, but I mean, I'll try. As you can see, I've got tyres here, and these have got machine later. These are not going to be much further ahead, and then these ones are getting going, slowly getting going. We've got Hawthorn, I've already forgotten the name, but these are the hedgerow. I put in the hedgerow, so Hawthorn. I don't believe this shit, my brain don't work. There's a Noak, and there's a couple of others. There's a bigger one there, Hornbeam. So I've got Hawthorn, Hornbeam, Oak, Hornbeam, and then there's a spindle around the corner, and that apple tree. This is an apple tree. That's empty at the moment. There's nothing in there at the moment. That's a black elder. The front, the grass, it needs cutting, but I'm so pissed off with all this junk everywhere. I'm really not in the mood to do the front while all this junk is still here. So not really much I can do about that. I need Tony to have this stuff removed. We haven't lost internet yet. Oh, clematis. We've got clematises here. Clematis. One of the cuttings for the rose, you can see there's a rose cutting there. But no, I can't really go right out there because I'll probably lose connection. Anyway, I think what we'll do... just ran straight past me. Oh, I think we'll go for the greenhouse now. Oh, the cactus collection. And as we know, this has been watered mainly with spring water. I'll actually get the cat food box. Oh dear. If it doesn't fall to pieces on me, because I should be holding it with two hands and I'm not. But this is where I keep Meckety's food, in here. And there's compost storage. There's only the one bag. I've used two of the bags already for this, basically. Oh, right, that goes in there. And this is the cupboard, made of the modern Gothic style. Again, too much crap around. Right, I've got something to show you people. I'm very happy. Very happy. There's a particular cactus up here that's going to flower, and I've never had it flower before. Again, spring water, that's what's done it. Probably 2 years of spring water. I don't know. Look, I don't know if you can see it, but this ferrocactus, Stainsy pilosus, right there, that is a tiny, there's a flower bud on this cactus. Ferrocactus Stainsy pilosus. This is the biggest one. There's more buds on there, on half of the plant. It's the first time that this is going to flower. I've had this since 2014, and it was smaller than this. It was smaller than this and half the size. And then for about 10 years this plant was trying to get its shit together, because it was trying to lose a rib and gain a rib at the same time. So there was a point where it wasn't even growing. It was transitioning from one rib to losing another rib to gaining one, and now it's taken this time. And look, I've actually got a flower bud on this Ferrocactus Stainsy pilosus. I'm well happy. Spring water, and look at this is Tony P's Euphorbia enolpa again. Spring water. It's a bit lopsided. It fell over last year or the year before, and I tried to straighten it up and it wouldn't really straighten up. Maybe eventually it will, but it's growing well. You can see the colours on it. It's very happy. And like a lot of the other plants, that's Tony P's Ferrocactus, probably Amorii. It looks shit now, but in time, over the years, it will improve. The rest of the plants didn't really survive the cold, dark, damp, dreary winter in the UK, sadly. Echinopsis gin and lemon. You can see buds on Echinopsis gin and lemon. Buds on Echinopsis dark melody. Another gin and lemon. I think this is Infinity. Echinopsis Infinity. 2 Echinopsis tufti or Echinopsis subdenudata. These were recently repotted. I just repotted these 2. Notocactus Herterii roseolutus, and I lost one, and there's another one there that grew a bit better, a bit differently, and as you can see, that has got 1 bud on it. It's got a flower bud on it. So this is also a seedling of Notocactus Herterii roseolutus. It's got 1 bud on it, so that is a baby of this plant, and it's going to flower for the first time. And there's another Parodia or Notocactus. You can see that's got buds on it. Otanis, 2 Notocactus Otanis. This is normal Notocactus Herterii. It's Madame Pele. Echinopsis. Can't see any flowers on it. And Beiningi at the back doesn't seem to have any flowers on it. Echinopsis, it's my favourite one, and I can't remember the name of it. Daydream, Echinopsis Daydream. That is a very nice flower. And this one is Lochinver, named after the place in Scotland, Echinopsis Lochinver. So we've got Daydream, Lochinver. I can't really remember these 2, to be honest. I don't really remember the names to these 2 so much. And that again is Dark Melody, Echinopsis Dark Melody. Normally that's one of the first ones to flower, and it was 1 tall plant, but the cat knocked it over and snapped it in half, so I now have 2. I've got this one and I've got that one, so I've got 2 Echinopsis Dark Melody now. And there's another one here. I'm not sure what this one is until it flowers. It could be Lochinver again, or it could be one of these 2. This one, I'm hoping this is Echinopsis Galaxy. I think it's got some buds coming on it. It was my favourite plant apart from Pink Diamond, and unfortunately it was at the greenhouse at the allotment and it suffered in the cold and rotted, and I had to save as much as I could. So I'm hoping this is Galaxy. I think it is. I don't know what this is. This one, I don't know what that is, because I just got it from a BCSS branch meeting. There was no variety name. Echinopsis Pink Panther. More cuttings of Echinopsis Pink Panther. These 2, I don't really know what they are. They might be Lochinver again. I'm hoping these are Chamae labivia Ragged Robin. No signs of flower buds yet. but I lost my original plant of Chamae labivia ragged robin from the early to mid 90s, a couple of years ago because of the damp and the cold. But I'm hoping that these are the same plant, and they came from John Pilbeam's nursery. Again, Echinopsis pink panther. Doll's head, German or French, Victorian Edwardian doll's head with a Puntia bulbospina. More a Puntia bulbospina. We've got some succulents here. They're Tony P's plants. I've tried to water them as much as possible, keep them healthy. We've got this Acanthocalicium violaciflorum here, violaceum should I say. You can see there's flower buds on that Acanthocalicium coming as well. There's flower buds on there. Noto cactus or Perodia magnifica. It needs so much water, and I can't give this plant in the water it needs. They say if it's a cactus you don't water it, and it's just bullshit. You have to you have to water cacti. Contrary to belief, if you have plants in the greenhouse you need to water them. Hello Roving Amy, you've caught me. Again, this plant here, this Pherocactus hystrix, I can't give them enough water, and I think it's because they're in clay pots. The clay pots are evaporating the water that I put in. They're not taking enough in, but it's an old enough plant. They just need so much water. There's a stenocactus or Echinophysulocactus, Phylocanthus tricuspidatus. Yeah, I was just saying, Roving Amy, that I've got a big cactus here that's going to flower for the first time. You can see a little yellow bud on there, and I've had this plant since 2014. It's a Pherocactus Stainsy-pilosus. You can see that little yellow bud. Yeah, there's a little yellow bud. It's got more than that. There's about 5 or 6 buds on it, and it's the first time that's ever going to flower. It's taken years to get its shit together, and that spring water, oh my god, that spring water, it's done wonders for this collection. Right, this plant was actually one of my favourite Echinopsis apart from Galaxy, but as you can see it suffered with these scale insects, and I've had to keep spraying it and spraying it and spraying it. Yeah, and this Echinopsis pink diamond, and this is basically what won pink for me. You can see that it suffered. I've had to keep treating it, and I've kept watering it, and it's growing again. It was quite soft. It's now pretty solid. It went through periods when the plant was quite soft, and now it's solid again, and you can see there are flower buds on it, and it's trying to grow again, and you can tell it has suffered. But Echinopsis pink diamond and Galaxy are my favourites. There's a couple of pepper plants or chili plants here. Oldest, it's hard to say. This, I think, there's Mechatyi again. You just got a glimpse of Mechatyi. She's already had her dinner earlier. That's Fermium's mother, and I've told you about the poor girl. Yeah. She's had food. I fed her earlier. Yeah, she's quite skinny. I'm still keeping an eye on her. Oldest cactus. Actually, it's probably this one. This Gymnocalcium gibbosum, I think it's this. This is probably about 1993, 94. Yeah, so long as she comes round, she's gonna get food. That Gymnocalcium gibbosum. When it flowers, if it does flower, very nice flower. I've also had these for a while over the years. I've kept growing the seed. To be honest, these need potting up on their own. And this is Rebutia lingii. And we've got this one, it's a bit newer. That stenocactus is newer. I took loads of cuttings off of this Mammillaria gracilis. This is the brown spine form. And again, spring water. They will have to be repotted eventually into their own. And there's Stenocactus albatus, and it's got flower buds on it. But even this Euphorbia obesa was grown from seed in about 2006. And we have a Selenocerius of some description here. It is beginning to shoot off. You can see new growth on it. Two more 2006 grown by seed Euphorbia obesa. Got succulents here, just not so many. Got to be stuck in here now. But yeah, the spring water has been brilliant. I moved the Christmas cactus back down here into the corner again. Just a case of keeping an eye on them. Putting them in the shade, and then when it comes to autumn, hopefully I will put them in a little bit more light, and then they'll go upstairs to flower. We've got the coleus again. Ruffles, I can't remember the name now. Burgundy ruffles or something like that. I don't think that's the name, but. And this amaryllis is naturalised. You can see a flower coming up on this amaryllis. I might actually top the pot up now that I think about it. Oh. So now amaryllis, I top this up, and as you can see, I've just been putting on these rescued linden trees or European lime. I literally went to Tramlink at 2 o'clock in the morning when the tram stopped running and dug these out from the side of the ballast in Tramlink, and I potted them up. So one of these or two of these will be bonsais, and the rest of them I'm going to grow them on for a couple of years and just plant them out in the wilds. Echinopsis, we've got all these basic Echinopsis here. Mammillaria harniana, more brown spine Mammillaria gracilis. There's a bit of oxalis in that pot. The big Echinopsis is suffering a bit. Again, it's a plant that got plagued with bugs. Right, up here again, yeah, more tomato. Oh fuck, smack me head. Yeah, more tomatoes. We've got more tomatoes up here. And we've got a few sunflowers. We've got some sunflower seeds coming up. Not all of the pots have germinated, I think. Yeah, not all of them have come up. I think the squirrel was digging in the pots, trying to get solitary seeds out of the pots. Flipping annoying squirrels. But some of them have come up, so there's sunflowers that I grew from seed. And a few of them have come up. Tomatoes, sunflowers. Try not to smack me head again. Couple of zonal pelargoniums. Again, all these plants need water, and I can't really give them enough water. There, 1, 2, 3 echeverias. There's supposed to be a popcorn kernel like corn plants potted. I don't know whether they're going to come up or not. They may not come up. The squirrel might have eaten them, I don't know. Cineraria, silver dust. Plants, again, needs water. It's very hard to not miss these plants. Sometimes you miss a plant. Yeah, there's a lot of plants. Yeah, these are slightly sicker, but if I get more spring water, these will perk up nicely. That one had to be cut back. This is one of Tony P's, and the top got knocked by the frost. This was literally, it needed repotting. It was in the same pot for years and years and years and years, and I repotted it, and you can see that finally one of the growth points is starting up. The rest are fucked, but this one's growing. And Jim knows. In fact, this is probably the same age as the Gabossum, this Octotronus Scaparium, I think it is. But John Pilbeam said the name was invalid. The growth point has been knocked off, but it is growing from the sides now. It's offsetting from the sides. So that one and that one are probably the oldest plants. Agave, Utah hensis or Utah mensis. I'm always splitting that up. Look at this plant. I'm forever splitting that plant up. And there's other agaves as well. Again, spring water has done wonders for all of these plants. Can't really give this enough water, I'm afraid. And it was behind junk for a long time. I've only just managed to clear some of this out. And all this needs going through, and in the corner here, it all needs sorting out. Plant pots are in here, but I don't really have any room to be growing seedlings. But yeah, still doing well. And like I said, this Ferocactus Stainsey pilosus is finally, after all these years, going to flower for the first time. Big plant, but look at the size of them. And that's the spring water. But I can't constantly get the stuff daily. This is the only problem. Oh. Rhubarb. I'll show the rhubarb again. There's a blackberry in a pot. Parsley and oregano. Feverfew. There's actually a ivy plant at the back there. You see there's an ivy there. Whether it will climb up the corner, I don't know. And I've got chains instead of plastic pipes. I've done it the Japanese way. I've got chains hanging down, not plastic pipes, with a lock at the end for weight. Again, chains and a lock. So the chains are what the Japanese do to run the water down. But we've not had any rain. We've gone from having a pissing wet, cold, damp, dark winter to no rain at all. It's just the way it is. And here we go. These are the cuttings that I took from the ancient grapevines in that abandoned villa. So the massive conservatory at the back that had the grapevines in, I took cuttings, and a lot of them have taken, and I think some of them are still behind, but they are kicking off. So I may actually have, I know I pulled one out that wasn't doing anything, but I think the majority of them, if not almost all of them, took. I am shocked that So many took. Beware of the cat sign. I've got a beware of the dog sign, but I don't actually have a dog. But you can see that all these grapes, I've had about 3/4 of them take, and I think the one at the back might have a bud at the bottom, and that one there has got a bud on it as well. So literally more than I expected have actually taken. And we've got this green cable here. Now this came from the 1960s school dump, and I got it back, cut the plastic off, and it turned out it was thick copper wire. So I cut both ends. There's bare copper in the soil, and then it's bare at the top, so we've got this copper wire sticking out like an earth rod. But I'm really happy with these grapes, and they're probably an old variety, Victorian, Edwardian, and hopefully I can put 2 of these. The other side of that fence there's a load of junk, but at the other side I'm gonna put a couple in and then train them across the top of that fence. So it's just grapes, grapes, grapes basically. We got strawberries in here. There's more strawberries in a line there. There's strawberries in here as well, but we've also got a shit ton of Herb Robert, which I need to harvest for herbal teas. Herb Robert is in the geranium family. We've got rose here. I think it's a rose called Masquerade, but it's not got any flowers on it. I mean, it's not got any buds. I need it to bud up and flower for me to be able to tell if it's Masquerade. And that's my father's grape, Black Hamburg or Black Homburg. So that's a black grape, and it was a cutting from one of my father's allotment. And that's in year 2 or 3 now. And as you can see, we've got a lot of plants that are growing up that will eventually cover this trellis. And clematis as well. We've got clematis. And there's a rose cutting in there that took, and that will eventually be trained up here. That's a climbing rose, so this will cover the trellis too. This rose here, I don't know what one it is, I don't know what colour, but it was a cutting from the arch at the old villa. And we got this snake bark maple that was at the tram stop, but I had to dig it up and replant it because they were trying to destroy it branch by branch. Yeah, so it's just a shame with all the junk. I want all this junk gone, but Tony needs to activate basically. And I've just planted all these linden trees up basically. I'll top this up. There you go. Top this up. Yeah, this is it. I need a skip, to be honest. A yellow skip. So this is naturalised now. This amaryllis. And hopefully I will give that some water at some point. It'll have to go at the top. It's the only space I've got, really. But yeah, lots and lots and lots of plants. Yeah, I'm not going to risk going at the front because I'll probably lose connection. But lots of tomatoes that I need to start thinking about giving away. Got a load here. And I've got a load here as well. I've got a few more there. These ones haven't even been potted on yet. And we've got these. There's just too many. And we've we've even got some up there, and there's a few pumpkin squash type plants that haven't been potted on. These have gone into a pot, but they need to start growing. That's the only thing. More garlic in here. Whether it will come to anything, I don't know. But as always, I'm doing a video and I'm not feeling brilliant, to be honest. Seems to be the theme. I do a live video and all this looking up and down, it plays my sinuses up. But then again, I have got some coffee. I've been drinking coffee, and that I made, and Bitey didn't want any. Bitey Fiona, she didn't want any coffee, so I've now got a load of coffee that I need to drink myself. Oh. And as you can see, this half of the greenhouse, we've got the whole half of this greenhouse, and Tony P and I made a drainage pipe to drain that whole side of the greenhouse into a small soakaway. There's like a very small shallow soakaway, and I basically built that soakaway myself. It's only about a foot deep, and there's broken pot and white stones and stuff down there, so I built the soakaway myself. It's a bit of a dog leg, but at least it gets the water away from this corner, which would have made the greenhouse damp. It means that the water comes this way down and then feeds the rhubarb, because the rhubarb likes the wet and the cold. So we've done that. Yeah. The compost is filling up nicely. Unfortunately, I've done all that work on that barrel, that original barrel. It won't hold water, so I've got to think of what I'm doing with this barrel. I don't want to put it in the greenhouse again, because it would just shrink again and all the bands will fall off. It's better being off outside, but I need to find a use and place for it. I might try and put nets and stuff in it. If I can turn it the other way, put nets in it. So many tools that need to be put somewhere squirreled away. Pots and stuff, there's way too much. But lots of stuff have been growing. Very happy with the grapes. Lots of stuff. Oh yeah, I've done these pots as well. Again, something that needs watering. And these are sedum, or Mexican stone crop. Someone threw a load of Mexican stone crop away around a tree on the green not far from here, and I picked a load up and put it in troughs. To be honest, they need holes drilled in them, or I need to tie them to the trellis to stop them falling. But again, if I can keep these watered and they grow, they will trail down, and again there'll be something that help to cool the wall down. And you can see there's actually some flowers here, and this is a Mexican stone crop basically. They need a good watering, to be honest. And these were done in the last couple of months. But they need to be fastened to the trellis somehow. The idea is painting the wall white and putting all this stuff to climb up the wall, because it reflects the light, it covers the wall, and it keep the dustbins cool the other side to stop them from overheating and stinking basically. And that was my whole idea, to try and keep the other side cool, reflect the heat. Sweet peas, I put sweet peas in, more sweet peas, and when they get bigger I might put a secondary trellis up so they can get a bit higher. That is about it, I think. I'm probably going to have to end because I'm just feeling a bit wobbly, to be honest, and it seems to happen every time I do a live. I get a bit wobbly and sinusy, but then I've been on some coffee, so yeah. I mean, this video will process eventually and you'll be able to watch it from the beginning. Thanks for stopping by and joining me in the garden. As you can see, everything is growing up rapidly. It's packed to the gunnels now. It's literally packed to the gunnels here, but I really need all this rubbish gone out the front. All this rubbish needs to be gone out the front, and in this corner here things need to be put somewhere so that we can do more work here, and we may end up even putting more fence. I don't want to, but we've got no choice. We need additional water butts and might have to do more fence. I don't know, but yeah, I think I'm gonna end it now because I'm feeling a bit head sore. But thanks for joining me, and this will be DJ live signing out, I guess. We've done an hour and 47 minutes. I've tried to show as much as possible. A lot has changed, there's a lot of plants growing, but I'm gonna have to sit down and rest. That's for sure. You've seen Mechity's been in and out a couple of times. I need a rest. Anyway, you'll have to watch from the beginning when the video is processed, because it will process, and you'll be able to watch from the beginning. I've planted a load of trees basically that hopefully in a year or two will get planted elsewhere. Thanks for joining me, and we'll catch you on the next video. Might be another live. I don't really have the room on my phone to do normal videos now.